always told, aren't we, that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry don't like the social media world. Apparently it's toxic. And also recently, in fact, they spoke about the misinformation on social media. This is what I like about these clowns in many respects, because of course, the minute they want to publicise something, like her American Orchid thing or whatever, well, suddenly social media is fine. Oh yeah, we could all look at that then. But actually the other side of it, no, it's terrible stuff. But then what you do find out is, of course, that Meghan secretly does have WhatsApp, her own station for that, and of course she does really scrutinise social media, so much so she gets very angry apparently about the way that she's portrayed. But really a lot of it is her own doing. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today. Thank you so much for joining me on a busy day. Yes, very busy day here in London today. Lots of things going off. Not bad weather too. Spring, as I've often said here recently, has sprung, but let's not count our chickens, eh? Could be raining tomorrow. You never know. It could be raining in an hour, let's be honest. Nice to have your company anyway. Thank you so much for taking the time out for joining me. Now, I do, what I find fascinating about Meghan is, she's such a contradiction. When you think about it, they moan about everything, moan about misinformation, fake news, do nothing about it, of course, and then turn up over in Florida for a polo match complete with their own crew. Now, let me tell you this, what a lot of people don't know. That whole thing is totally scripted. The whole plot, them turning up, and really what's laughable when you think is they're the only two people at that event on that day that I've been told that turned up with their own security. I mean, you've really got to think this is one of the wealthiest areas, one of the wealthiest clubs, but seemingly Meghan and Harry feel they're super important. Now, I have to say, I did think she coordinated his look incredibly well to go with hers. Not quite sort of sure what look Meghan was going for, but obviously there's a lot of critics in the fashion world. I've no idea, as I often say about fashion, so I'm keeping it zipped. But what's interesting here is that Meghan was insistent about this. And if you recall, the last time that Meghan was appearing in front of a polo crowd, it was an absolute disaster. If you remember, of course, she managed to muscle her way up onto the platform and to kind of somehow present the cup, but nobody wanted to give her the cup. So there she was, clapping like some mad seal in the middle with a big sort of oversized hat on, and really nobody was taking any attention of her. Now, I've been told that Meghan and her team were furious that this footage really got traction around the world. I mean, it's ridiculous. How dare they? All that sort of stuff. So this time around, it was very much agreed, to a shock of a lot of people, in fact, that Meghan would be presenting the cup. Yeah. Right, well, this is, remember, for a TV show, and this is supposed to be Prince Harry's show. It's his project, behind the scenes of the international polo field. And of course, once again, Meghan is centre stage. He can never do anything alone, and clearly he's not worked out the fact that whatever he's doing, she can take over. But when it's her thing, he's got to stay very much in the audience, clapping away with rip-roaring approval. You get the picture. What's interesting also here is that, well, it didn't necessarily go in one take also. So there were a couple of takes that ensued. Now, what I find fascinating about this, as I say, is if this is going to be their look into the world of polo, and this is meant to be getting us interested into the world of polo, then I think it's going to take a lot more than Meghan presenting a cup. Clearly, he's got his chum on board too, the very debonair guy that he's been playing polo with for some time. Maybe that could be a lure for viewers. Either way, Meghan 100% ensured that she was not going to be left like a clapping seal like she was previously, and of course left steaming too. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.